What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. If you guys didn't know, NFL football has already happened today. London game. Jaguars took down the Falcons. Jaguars got a much-needed win after a rough start to the season. They looked pretty good. They were able to shut down Desmond Ridder, which nothing to hang your hat on. Desmond Ridder sucks, but they were able to do something. And for that team, that's a step up over what they've been doing. But Joshua, big news this week: Deshaun Watson is out. How are you feeling going up against a rookie quarterback as a backup?
Listen, let's be real. We're going against a backup. Last week we just had a backup beat us, even though he was a little bit more, I guess we could say, polished as a backup. This week we are going against a rookie. And one thing we know how to do is disrupt rookies. We disrupt their chemistry, their awareness, and we just give them hell. And that's what this defense need to do. I know we're going to be without our young defensive end pass rushers and Adolfo Way and David Ojabo. David Ojabo, I definitely hope you have a fast and healthy recovery since he was placed on the IR. But we got two old studs in Jadeveon Clowney and Kyle Van Noy. And so it's going to be a lot of work for the both of them. And I definitely hope that they apply that pressure, especially Jadeveon Clowney with him playing against his former team. So I don't feel any type of way. I mean, it's just an AFC North rivalry game, and we just need to come up with a W. We need to bounce back from last week's abysmal loss. Like, we just need to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge week for the Ravens. Any AFC North game is going to be difficult, but this is a tight AFC North race. Every single one of these teams can make the playoffs. Every single one of these teams has great strengths, right? The Bengals, great offense. Ravens, great quarterback. I think they're going to have a great offense, but they've got great players. I think that's the biggest thing about the Ravens. They got Lamar, they have Mark Andrews, they have Roquan Smith. Like, they have multiple players that are clearly top 5 at their position. Mm-hmm. You could add in, I don't know if clearly top 5, but a lot of people would throw Marlon Humphrey in the top 5, at least consideration. And then Tyler Linderbaum. Like, the Ravens, probably the most star power in that division. I think people may say the Bengals, but that's because people only care about offense and they've got good wide receivers. But then you look at the Steelers, great defense, Browns, great defense. So they all have something that they can hang their hat on. And the Ravens, they got to hang their hat on being able to win when opponents don't have their players. And that is something that has killed them, not just this year, last 3 years. Like, the Ravens play down the competition ever since 2019. That was the last year where the Ravens would go against a bad team and you were just like, they're winning this game. There's no doubt that they don't win this game. And they go out there and they kill them. And after that season, it's been, oh, it's a bad team. We're going to be in a dogfight no matter what. Like, the Ravens, I have full confidence against any team that they should be able to win the game. Unless maybe it's the Niners or the Chiefs, but I'm still like, maybe they shouldn't win, but they have a very good chance of winning. Like, it's 50% chance against the top teams in the NFL. But it also feels like, for some reason, it's 50% chance against the bottom teams in the NFL. And when the Ravens go up against these backup quarterbacks, for some reason, they just struggle. And they struggle against Gardner Minshew and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Yes, he's a rookie, but he's a playmaker. He's a play extender. They have to get turnovers. And that is something they haven't been getting in games that I feel like they should. Like, I don't know, Joshua. Am I the only one where it's like, you're going up against a quarterback that should be turning the ball over, and then the Ravens just don't force them to turn the ball over?
I mean, just like you said it, though, man. I mean, I don't know what it is. I know the Ravens mantra is, next man up and iron sharpens iron. But another mantra should be for the Baltimore Ravens that they play down to the competition. Because I don't, like you said, since 2019, teams that we should beat, like, I'm not going to lie, Indianapolis Colts, we should have beat them. I don't care if you have Anthony Richardson starting. I don't care if you have Gardner Minshew starting. You don't have a Jonathan Taylor. The wide receivers are meh. You know, deep. I mean, the only thing you had to really do was really play smash mouth football against that front seven. The corners, the secondary, I really didn't know too much about them. Just run the damn ball, do what you execute your game plan. Literally, those are the type of games you have to take advantage of, especially with this newfound offense. And this is another game that I feel like the defense should shine. Now, shout out to Kyle Hamilton last week. He had a great game, but everybody else didn't pick up their weight in that game because we should have won. We was up. A lot of things happened. We can blame it on the weather. We can blame the ref not calling the penalty. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to be in certain situations to depend on your kicker. Certain calls being called by a referee. Even though I do believe that we should be able in the NFL to challenge some play calls. I think that should be back. So today's game, I'm not going to take away from Cleveland, but Cleveland does not have Nick Chubb. That was their bread and butter at one point. I mean, the running back Ford, he came from Cincinnati, right? That he was part of that winning that Cincinnati team, I believe. He's good, but also, he's not no Nick Chubb, he's not no Kareem Hunt. I feel like you should be able to shut him down. You should be able to wrap up and put him in the ground. You are playing against he's a little elusive. I watched him a little bit at UCLA. I know you caught more of him at UCLA versus Stanford and things of that nature. But still, this is his first starting game in the NFL. I'm not saying take teams lightly, but teams that that you need to get a win against, especially this will probably help set us apart in the AFC race.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make the statement now, because this is our first game against an AFC North rival in our division. So if you beat Cleveland, you're putting it out there. I mean, excuse me, we did beat Cincinnati, but Cincinnati was figuring out. Excuse me. You still had to let the AFC North know, like, yo, y'all got us last year and things of that nature. But this is a different year. We got different offensive scheme. We got an upgrade on the weapons. Granted, the running back position is being led by veterans. Shout out to Justice Hill coming back. I think he's going to be playing today. That's going to look better than seeing Melvin Gordon run the ball. So I'll take that. So I don't know what it is, man, but it definitely feel like, we do play down to the competition. I do feel like, we need to stop that. We definitely need to stop that. You can't be all this fired up. You can't be talking about, you coming in there, take their food and, steal their girl or whatever the case may be. And then, hey, they stealing your girl. They taking your plate. They taking your plate at the dinner table, They're making you pay the bill at the restaurant. You can't do that, man. You can't do that.
Hey, so you're the one ended up doing the dishes. Like, come on, man. You gotta step up. Like
exactly. Oh, they got
this game. They have to be explosive.
For sure.
And this is a really, really good defense. Mm-hmm. If this ends up being a close game, it's because of that Cleveland defense, because they really are an elite defense. I don't think they're the best defense in the NFL, but I think they're top 5. And so you're going up against a good pass rush, but I still want to see some attempts to get the ball down the field, right? I don't like last week. I felt like the Ravens were extremely conservative with the football, and I feel like that hurt them a lot. You have your center back. You've got Zay Flowers. You have Aguilar. You have Duvernay. Every single one of those guys. Are 2 of them worse than Odell and Bateman? Yes, but they're all deep threats. They all have great speed and ball tracking ability, and they've all got good hands, except for Aguilar, in Philadelphia. But since Philadelphia, he's had some decent hands in New England, and I can't remember if he was playing in Oakland or Las Vegas, but for the Raiders. But overall, it's just like, okay, you have to at least attempt to be explosive to keep the Cleveland defense from just sitting back and letting Myles Garrett tee off on Lamar Jackson, because Myles Garrett is a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL. He's a
Yes,
top
sir.
10 defensive player. I would say he's a top 10 player in the NFL. I don't know if I'd probably consider him a top 5 defensive player. He's probably at 5 for me. But just overall, they have to try and mix it up and get their playmakers the football. I want to see Zay Flowers heavily involved. I want to see Justice Hill heavily involved. I think he, in the short passing game, is going to be dynamic with the football. And he is probably my X factor for this game for the Ravens, is having that running back with speed and burst, because I feel like last week without him, we saw so many holes and running back receptions where it was like, these should be bigger plays. And yet we got, 38-year-old Melvin Gordon and 45-year-old Kenyon Drake catching the ball and running and getting caught from behind every time. It's like, we got to get some guys with speed. And so we got one. We got him back. Now let's utilize him. And I think Todd Monken sees Justice Hill as the more important back than Gus Edwards. Yes, Gus Edwards is out there more, but Justice Hill is the game changer each and every week.
And yeah, I mean, for the style of offense that he's trying to run, you do need a more of a scat speed back for this offensive scheme, because we saw in the preseason of how the running back was utilized in the passing game. So I definitely feel like Justice Hill could definitely be an X factor in this game. I definitely feel like, with Zay Flowers, let him stretch the field. Let him stretch the field like Hollywood did. He can hit you with a move. He can go deep. He's showing you that, because I mean, honestly, I don't want him to get that Malcolm Jenkins effect. I know you remember that play when I forgot who caught the ball, but Malcolm Jenkins caught that dude on his blind side. I think it was when Malcolm Jenkins was still playing for the Eagles. I think it was oh my gosh, I want to say it was the Patriots or somebody, but he caught the stew out of him. But Zay Flowers, he's a dog, man. I just want us to be able to stretch the field, continually throwing that pill. We getting Tyler Linderbaum back, which is a great thing, having our starting center. Hell, I even want to see Laquan Treadwell get on the field as well, with the strong hands that he provide. Golly, my eye, y'all, my bad. But I want to see this offense be more explosive, just like you said. I mean, at the end of the day, the way we played, I guess they're going to blame it. I guess they're going to blame the weather and things of that nature. But we didn't see other teams, still go out there, execute their game plan, and that's what they need to do: execute. That needs to be there. That needs to be one of their mantras. A big old black sign with purple letters: execution everywhere they go. Because every time you see them, yes, we notice a new offense. We always having some miscues, things of that nature. No, you just need to go out there and get the job done.
Yeah, and my boy Mike asked me thoughts on DTR. The best way that I can describe him is he's a gamer. That is like the best way I can describe him. Like, he doesn't have all the tools. Mm-hmm. He's not that fast. He's not crazy athletic. But you watch him and you're like, dude, this dude just makes plays. Like, he's always, like, UCLA was always in games with him. They didn't have a great roster, but they just felt like they were always in a game. He was always making plays down to the very end, keeping it close, keeping it, doing every single thing that he can. And it's like, that's what he did in the preseason as well. Like, I don't think he has anything special, anything about him other than his mentality and the way that he plays the game. And he's able to keep his team in it. And that's a valuable thing in the NFL, because I think there's other guys that don't have that ability. One of them, Desmond Ritter. I'm sorry, excuse me. He played this morning. His name's Desmond Ritter. He just sucks. Like, I think DTR has the same kind of tools and abilities as Desmond Ritter, but his mentality is just so much better than his that he's able to make plays and keep his team in the game. So don't think that just because he's a rookie he can't play. This guy's going to give it his all, and he's Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, I love it. I mean, Baker Mayfield was seen as an accurate quarterback in college.
Baker got a turn on, turn off switch though.
Yeah. But Baker's another guy though, where he's a gamer. Like, Baker Mayfield's just a gamer where it's like he's not that good, but then like every time you put him on the field, he's just like energizing everybody, and you're like, man, Baker's in this game again. Like, what's going on? Like, this team sucks. Like the Bucks this year.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You want to do some bold predictions before we wrap up?
Oh man, because it's the AFC North rivalry game, I don't know. I don't even got a bold prediction. I gotta win. I got a score prediction more than a bold
Let me
prediction.
hear it.
I'm going 24-10. I'm going 24-10 Ravens way. I think we bounce back.
I love it. I'm gonna go bold prediction. I'm gonna say that Zay gets his first touchdown. I don't think that's that bold, but I'm going to say that Lamar Jackson has a 50-yard run.
That would be needed. Honestly, that opened up so much. That opened so much of the offense last week. So I mean, if that finds its way to happen, then hey, let's make it happen.
And then defensively, I'm gonna go with a 12-sack game for Kyle Hamilton.
Oh man.
No, I think Kyle Hamilton gets a pick. I think he showed off the pass rushing ability last. I mean, like, let's be real. It wasn't really pass rushing. It was literally just like blitzing off the edge, unblocked every single time he did it, and just crushed Gardner Minshew. I think he's going to use his pass coverage abilities. He's been great all year in pass coverage. I think that's the most underrated aspect of his game because people don't throw at Kyle Hamilton, and that is very valuable for a safety. Is when guys don't throw at you. But I think DTR tests him. I think Kyle Hamilton's able to get hands on the football, get a pick for himself.
Yeah, actually, I got 2 picks out of my safeties. I got Geno Stone getting another one, and I got Kyle Hamilton picking up DCR. I feel like he's going to try to throw the ball to David Njoku, and I believe he's playing today. Owe and Ojabo is definitely not playing today.
Ojabo's on IR.
Yeah, man.
Sucks.
Hey,
but
all I can say is
ABN.
Yeah. All I can say is
it's a revenge game for Clowney.
And Darius.
Oof. Quarterbacks better watch out.
No, seriously though, man. I mean, granted the guys are hurt, but I guess look at it this way. We know that we get some guys when we need them, when we really need to make that push towards the playoffs. So I guess that's the positive way we can look at it.
Yeah, my final score, I'm going to go 27-12. But everybody, it's about game time. Thank you all so much for coming through. Subscribe for more content. We'll be doing a post-game stream on Monday, so make sure to come through to that, and we'll see all of you again then.